It is story time. So take some time to get very, 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 very comfortable. Very, 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 very comfortable. Cushions, blanket fort, the whole bit. Go all out, extravagantly comfortable. While you're getting extravagantly comfortable, I will tell you, as usual, that this podcast and all of these stories are supported by patrons. Yeah, supported by patrons. So if you're enjoying these stories and you would like more stories and you would like to contribute something back to me and become a patron too, awesome. You can do that on patreon.com/can I tell you a story. patreon.com/can I tell you a story. And you will receive bonus stories. There are a whole bunch of bonus stories there already waiting for you. And more things which you can read about on the site. Now, how's your blanket fort? Are you ready? It's time for a story. It's hammering down, raining like nails and broken glass. Menny shivers on a rooftop on the outskirts of the city, pulls his collar in closer, which does nothing to stop the rain having its way with the back of his neck. No shelter up here, just antennas and bird shit. Figures. Only get called out when it's basically solid water. The regular asshole holed up somewhere warm and dry with his feet up. Mental fucking health day. What a crock of shit. Menny looks over the edge, 20 floors up, can barely see the street down there in the murk. Thinks about spitting over the side, but in this, what's the use? Menny kicks at the ground and waits for the sun to show itself so he can paint the rainbow across the sky. Next to his foot is a can of rainbow paint. Leaning against the concrete ledge is a roller on an extendable stick. He pulls a damp piece of paper from his pocket, hunches over it to protect it from the rain. Futile effort. The paper starts to disintegrate before he's unfolded it, but this is the right address. What's keeping that other bastard? Short fucker, never liked him. Face like he knows something you don't, and enjoys it. Probably because he's in charge of putting the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Thinks he's all that. Takes no skill to dump a saucepan of money on the ground. Takes finesse, though, real finesse, to paint the perfect rainbow across the rain-washed sky. For the 100th time, Menny glances at the thick black arrow drawn on the lid of the paint tin. This way up. His blood runs colder than the rain still dripping down his neck. The arrow is a blotchy mess. With no arrow, there's a 50-50 chance of fucking this job up well and proper. And then the whole damn world is going to know that Menny is colourblind and out of a job. Nice weather for ducks, eh? A cheery voice jerks Menny out of his reverie. Sneaky bastard. Creeps up like mould on a damp wall. Ducks, he says out loud. Can't trust 'em. They like it, they can keep it. Ha, g'day, says the leprechaun. He squints up at the sky. Give it about another 5, I reckon. Menny follows his gaze to the clouds and gets water in his eyes. When he looks back down, there isn't even a shadow of the arrow on the paint tin. Despite the wall of water still falling from the sky, his mouth is dry. A tendril of sunlight pushes through the clouds, turns the drops silver. The rain eases up. Lovely, says the leprechaun. That should about do it. He drops the pot he's carrying on the roof with a thud and the shifting ring of gold. All yours, my friend. Menny coughs. Ever wanted to paint a rainbow? I'll let you get it started. Do the first bit. Me, says the leprechaun. Nah, not a creative bone in me. No skill at all to drop a pot somewhere, but rainbows. Takes finesse, that does. Joints feeling like cardboard, Menny kneels in a puddle to lever open the paint tin. Slimy bugger, he's doing it on purpose. Look at that gleam in his eye. Inside the tin, the paint glimmers, waiting to be spread across the sky in a glorious riot of colour. To him, it looks like shining grey stripes. All right there, mate. The lid shakes in Menny's hand. Feel a bit funny, he mumbles. Performance anxiety jitters, says the leprechaun. I'll turn my back, if it'll help. Won't help, says Menny. Come on then, what's really up? They trust me with pots of gold. You can tell me the truth. Menny looks at the leprechaun. Wispy brown hair plastered flat by the rain, thinning on top when he lifts his green felt hat to push curls out of his eyes. There's a daisy in his buttonhole. Ah, says Menny. The leprechaun leans in. "Ah," says Menny again. "Come on, mate, get it out of you. Rainbow's going to be late. Not to put the pressure on you." Menny takes a breath and forces the words out in a rush. "Can you tell me which way up this paint goes? Please?" "Ah, I getcha," says the leprechaun after a pause. "Bummer that." He points. "Red's this one." Menny nods, gaze on the paint tin. He picks up the roller and dips it in the paint, twirls it to get the drips off. He places the end right above the pot of gold and throws the rainbow across the shaft of sunlight beaming through the clouds, drawing a shining arc across the sky. "Lovely that is," says the leprechaun. "Finesse." Menny looks down at him, suspicion like a coal in his head. Smug bastard. Can't tell if he's telling the truth or gloating. Is it the right way up? Just gonna have to hope that it is. "Friend?" The leprechaun jogs his elbow. "The Department of Ephemeral Phenomena is an equal opportunity employer. They could get you a little gadget, waterproof thingy. I won't say a word, of course, but you think about it." Menny opens his mouth, but before he can reply, the leprechaun winks at him and vanishes. Bloody leprechauns. Always got to have the last bloody word. Menny looks at the silver-grey arc reaching across the sky and admires the lines of it. Better than the regular arsehole could do it. Sloppy, that's what he is. Drips everywhere, no finesse. He hammers the lid back on the paint, picks up the tin and shoulders his roller on a stick. He squelches down the stairs, surprised to find he's humming to himself. I hope that you enjoyed this story. Thank you for listening. If you did and you'd like more stories to listen to there in your blanket fort, perhaps you would like to become a patron. As I said before, patrons receive bonus stories, many bonus stories, and you can find those bonus stories and read more about all the things on patreon.com/Can I Tell You a Story. Until next time you see a rainbow, take a moment, appreciate the finesse.